disadvantage. I would try to leverage whatever I picked up from the other speakers and add some amount of experiential learning which I've got out of the projects I've handled in Karnataka. I'm Sanjay Sahai, 1989 batch of the IPS, presently serving as Inspector General of Police, Eastern Range, Karnataka, located at Davangere. I've created what is known as the Police IT. This is the only ERP solution in the governmental sector in this country, and also given the Karnataka State Police a wide area network and the exclusive data center in the law enforcement agency side in this country. I started my public speaking career at this very forum around 3 years back, and going through a large number of transfers and postings, I've continued with my attachment for technology, management, and related topics. In the very format of these seminars, it ought to go in for a slight change. I attended the Geospatial Technology Seminar in Delhi, and most of these seminars are not very widely attended. Added to that, the quality of documentation needs a great amount of improvement. With the PPTs, I think an article on the same issue would not be out of place, and most of the content which we go in for has to be project-based with sufficient amount of learnings to enthuse the people in the audience to pick up threads to start similar projects. The role of technology as an enabler, I would not like to elaborate any further, that is well known. And it starts with people, then processes, and technology is the last. That is the reason why it's called the enabler. Initial years of our service, we never attended forums of this nature or been invited for public speaking on these issues. 9/11 has been a watershed in modern human history, and it has brought public safety and security into the public domain. And the transformational change which IT has brought to the lives of every single individual in this world, both two together have created an atmosphere wherein public safety comes into the public domain, and IT enables public safety to work in a manner which it should, which the people deserve across the globe. If every single individual on the face of this earth is affected by one single factor, that is his right to life and liberty. So public safety and security is an all-encompassing concept. We have dealt it in different manners over the discourses of last few speakers. Nonetheless, I'll take it to a different level, a level which it deserves, and that is where that is what we all are bothered about, that is counter-terrorism. Indian law, the core police functions are prevention and detection of crime and maintenance of law and order. We have been dealing with micro applications. I'll take you to the micro level. I'll take you to the national, international, global level, where homeland security is the flavor of the day. What America faced on 9th of September 2001, and henceforth has been able to have a very, very clean career with regards to any terrorist attack. That is primarily due to creation of a department which is known as the Department of Homeland Security, based on the Patriot Act and later Stafford Act in 2004, wherein technology is the prime mover. We have still not reached a stage in this country where plug and play is the name of the game. We cannot get into features, we cannot get into functionality, however much the Indian corporates and multinationals would think it to happen that way. Because we don't have the base, we don't have the infrastructure. It is something like our democratic process, where we are still unclear about the fact as to what would be the right dimensions or the actual dimensions or the contours of the game. So Homeland Security, C4I, Safe City, Smart City, these concepts, integration, all these things are being talked about quite often, but the gap between the reality and the goal has to be bridged by realistic solutions. Realistic solutions are not very easy to come by, and a superstructure needs to be compatible to the infrastructure. We have specific solutions, we don't have macro solutions. The integration which we are talking about will take place only if the silos are integrated, if different organizations are integrated, if there is a running ERP in the government, if there is SAP R/3 on which the government runs, if we have a system wherein the whole country is integrated into one single network. CCTNS has been talked about. CCTNS is still in the incubation stage. And once it comes to reality, certainly it will make a monumental change in the way law enforcement agencies function in this country. The structure of the presentation, we talked about the ICT platform, Homeland Security, ERP, there's the Police IT, CCTNS, NATGRADE, and one or two applications which we are using in Karnataka. The Department of Homeland Security, their structure, their mechanism, their functions, their technological base, the use of geospatial technology, I think every single thing ought to be emulated with reasonable amount of customization in this country. That has been a model which has been successfully showed the way to the rest of the world. Unfortunately, in large number of third world countries, we have not been able even to understand or to replicate the whole thing. The lateral, the vertical and the horizontal integration between departments, between ministries, between structures, superstructures, organizations is something which is unimaginable. To give you a small example is the NATGRADE. There are 21 different sectors, I think ending up in 3,800 databases. I'm not an IT expert, but IT experts would well imagine, and they would be sure of the fact as to what monumental task, what a Himalayan job they're supposed to do in the days to come. Integration within the organization, say in the ICICI Bank, different departments, they don't talk to each other. Databases talking to each other on a universal, uniform, standardized manner is something still, it is going through the copyright process, and in a month or two, that would be copyrighted. The indicative features of Homeland Security in this country would be command and control centers, city-based video surveillance. Command and control centers would be on C4I model. Command control, computers, communication, and interoperability. City-based video surveillance system, the most effective and most impact-making surveillance system is the video surveillance system. You can think of a situation where we wouldn't have had the photograph of Kasab, and what would have been the investigation in Bangalore in the Bombay 2611 incident. In the very same manner, there are many places we have missed out on video footages because of its non-creation of a video surveillance. We talk in terms of CCTV. CCTV is not the end of the game. The end of the game is a city-based video surveillance system. And city-based video surveillance system, you can imagine of having in 4 metros, they being intra-integrated and then integrated at the national level at whichever location. All the features, all the functionalities, all the technological platforms which I am talking about has to be integrated at tier 1 city level, and again it has to be integrated at the national level at whatever geographical location, geography being history, and finally it has to end up in what would be the National Homeland Security Integrated Information and Response System. This would start if we have a National Homeland Security Blueprint, which I've been trying for quite some time, and hopefully we'll be able to work on it. Tetra Radio Network, Tetra has been created by the European Telecommunications Union, the very organization which created GSM. Why Radio Safety Network is used, I think all of you are aware of it. How this whole network failed in Commonwealth Games, it is a public knowledge. Though it is used in 70 countries across the globe, we are not able to use it in India. National Intelligence Grid is a very, very ambitious project, but has not made very great strides. ERP, RDBMS integration. We have been talking about a common platform on which government gets into a completely digital mode. The only way to get into a digital mode is an ERP solution. Besides the ERP solution, there is absolutely no other way you can get into a pure digital mode where you graduate from the paper to a digital atmosphere. Working digital is a state of mind besides being a technology. So if you